So we're gonna go over Defender now. For Burst and Standards, it's really not all that much of a difference. You're kind of doing similar stuff. So I'll just show them briefly, because with Standards and Burst, it really does not matter as far as DPS, and you'll see in a sec here. But it's gonna take me forever to get to this intro, because Defender is not great at farming. It's not the worst, but certainly not the best. Yeah, and some of these AIs have very twisty-turvy routes.
Go for it. You're doing well, Titan. Continue.
There we go.
It's nearly time to press our attack. It's fun.
Okay, we're gonna go left side again. Really want to make sure that
Marvelous. Frigates in range.
lasers are charged here. Get that ion missile off as soon as we can. And just start laying in. We'll go to the 27-28 or whatever it was. Yeah, 27-28. Line up that ion missile. And as far as the overcharged lasers, you'll notice I'm shooting a lot more undercharged or not overcharged lasers with this. Mostly because there really isn't that much of a difference in the long run as far as DPS over a long period of time. Obviously you want to be shooting overcharges if you can get them, but the time it takes for you to kind of wait for him to charge, at least in the fastest DPS possible, you're going to spend more time charging than actually shooting.
Watch it, lad.
Let's make sure we get those turrets. There's another one. Okay, we got two there. Oh, Raider. It's gonna hurt a bit. Ah, that turret's still not dead. There we go. Well, I'm out of power completely. That's not good. Short route here. Got about 10 seconds left. Okay, there's the 28. About 24,000, 25,000, which is about the mark we're going to be able to hit. Burst can probably get anywhere between 24 and 22 in this amount of time, or 26 in this amount of time. Probably if I didn't hit that Raider, I'd probably get around 26. We'll get off here. So then we can switch to standards. But as you can see, there's already a significant difference. Oh. What is that? Significant difference between that bomber's rotary and our burst lasers and auxiliaries. Mostly because it doesn't have the charge power that B-type bomber does, which is why you're doing a lot less damage. You're pretty much doing half the damage. Okay, let's try standards this time. And it's going to be roughly the same, a little bit less as far as DPS. It'll be a lot easier to have overcharge, which kind of helps it, but it's not going to allow it to overtake burst lasers. But again, in the long run, it doesn't make too much of a difference.
Remember, this is what we're paid for. Can't spend it if you don't survive.
Just wait for those AI to come out a little bit more.
Target down.
Dangerous because they're moving back to the frigates. Just one more. Okay, again, we're gonna go left side here. We're gonna try and strip those shields as fast as we can with these lasers.
Target the rebel frigates, tank squadron. We're pushing into the enemy fleet now.
Again, kind of similar as to what you were seeing with the TIE bomber. We're kind of just doing a little bit of orbits in random directions. Getting as much time on target as we can. Getting off a little bit to switch our direction. This for a sec, just to get that last little bit of ion out of the way. We're going for the turrets right away. Whoa, got a little disoriented there. Almost bonked the raider. Turret.
And this is mine.
Let's take a moment here just to get that overcharged back a little bit more. Got about 10 seconds.
Missile coming my way. Just crazy.
And it's 25. Did a little bit better on on standards than I did burst lasers, but as you can see, there's really no difference as far as damage over time, just because of the charge speed. So that's why there's really no wrong answer when it comes to standards or bursts, whatever you're more comfortable with. If you happen to use APS, the auxiliary, which gives you power on the defender, then burst is going to do more damage for sure, because then it's a lot easier to keep those burst lasers overcharged. Just a little side note there. But it's only if you're using APS. If you're not using APS, which not many people are these days, because they just use ion missile quick locks, then it really doesn't matter what laser you go with. However, with the Plasma Burst, it is a different story. And again, I'll show you two orbits here. Two ways that you can do damage. One is in a little bit more of an advanced technique as far as maximizing your DPS on the frigate with Defender. The other one is probably your best bet if you don't have access to multi-drifts. Because in order to maximize your damage with the Defender on frigates, you have to have multi-drifts to do the absolute optimal damage, or maximum DPS. If you don't have it, it's not a big deal. You still have another option that's good. And I'll show you both here in a sec. But again, I have to burn through these AI. I swear, some AI are harder to hit than players. Because they just are able to turn out of your reach. Also because they're traveling so slow. Okay. Go on left side again.
Corvette eliminated. Good work. We've reached the rebels' defensive perimeter. Target the frigates.
Get that ion missile out as soon as we can. I'm gonna get a distance here.
Stay in forward. They got a lock on me.
Oh no, I bonked. It's been a while since I've done these, so I'm a little bit sloppy.
Now this is fine.
Oh, I went a little over. I was too focused on it, but I know I got considerably more than what burst and standards would have allowed with that. Considerably more, almost double, just based off of, and that wasn't even like the cleanest. So I'd expect like in that amount of time, if we went to what was it, 27, 28 is it? And I did perfect runs, you probably could get 60k damage for sure with Blast Burst, but that's the optimal orbits as far as damage. If you don't have access to multi-drifts and you can't, there's a lot of finesse that goes into those tight orbits, but if you don't have access to that, this is just as good. Or not just as good, but it's the next best thing. Just do long drifts, 1, 2, 3, 4, engines, 1, 2, 3, 4, engines, power, 1, 2, 3, 4, weapons, 1, 2, 3, engines, 4, power, or I'm sorry, weapons, 3, 4, engines, 1, 2, 3, 4. But basically just kind of doing those if you don't have access to those loops. It's not as good as the orbits that I just showed you, but it's the best option for those without multi-drifts. 2, 3. And by the way, those orbits that I was doing on the first frigate, that was without like without any missiles as well. You noticed with the standards and burst, I was using missiles as well. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, engines, 4, weapons, 1, 2, 3, engines, 4, 2, 3, 4. I'm in a little out of position here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hey, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can only do you can do 3 if you need to take a moment to recharge your engines, because it's very easy to lose your energy. 3 when you're doing these long drifts with Blast Burst. 2, 3, 4, and there you have it. A multi-drift and non-multi-drift option. If you want me to go into the really tight loops, I'd have to do that in a separate video, because to do those tight loops, it's a bit more complicated with the orbits, but you can learn it. But you can do significantly more damage, which is, you know, in the 90,000s when we were done with both cruisers for Bomber, we were in the 90,000s. So just goes to show that Blast Burst Defender is very strong if you're confident with it.